What's up, Agents Rock? Hope everybody's doing well. We got a great show here today. I'm here with my usual co-host, Melissa Gonzalez. Didn't you want to introduce somebody today?
Yes.
Who's our special special guest?
We have a special guest.
Melissa thinks she's like a comedian. Let me tell you something. Do not quit your day job.
All right, ready?
We're ready. Come on. Bring the special guest out.
Here he is. The cuter and nicer version of Mike.
There it is. Special guest.
There he is. Mike, leave him
It's always
alone.
my dream to have another co-host. All right, Mel, you're fired.
No.
This guy could stay.
We're leaving him right
Leave
here.
him right
okay?
there. Leave him right
Special guest. He's going to be with us the whole time, okay?
That's awesome. But all joking aside, we have a great pod today. We're going to be talking about listing strategies, creative ways that you can really get listings from a longevity standpoint, things that you should be doing as a real estate agent that is going to land you more opportunities. And I say opportunities because that's what this business is about, right? Just creating opportunities. What are you doing on a daily basis or on a weekly basis to create those opportunities, to put yourself in front of prospects, right? To put yourself in front of more sellers, more buyers, sellers, landlords, etc. So before we get into strategies, interesting thing that I read the other day about National Association of Realtors, they say that sellers typically sell their home on average every 11 years. So if you were to buy a house, they're saying the vast majority of sellers would sell it 11 years later. And the other thing that's interesting is that 80% of the time, that seller is going to hire the agent that is top of mind, which I like to call Tom. Right? You have to be Tom. Top of mind. What does that mean? So basically, if they were sold that property, what are you laughing at? The new co-host?
No.
Tell him he's going to take your
Go
job.
ahead.
But basically what it means is that if you as an agent were to sell a property to a client 4 or 5 years ago, or let's say 11 years ago, and you're still in the real estate game, that seller, that homeowner more than likely isn't going to contact you if you did not
Stay Tom.
stay top of mind. And that's the reality of it. If you've been an agent long enough, like myself, you've lost listings or you've lost opportunities to other people because you just didn't do a good job at staying top of mind or front of mind with your client, meaning you didn't contact them often or you didn't contact them at all, and that they ended up using the agent that was top of mind, the agent that was sending them letters, newsletters, or making phone calls to them, sending, direct mail. That is how you stay top of mind. Right? So you have to make sure you do a great enough job at being top of mind with your clients. You do a great job at this, right? Tell us what you do in order to stay top of mind with all of your clients.
Just really annoying.
Well, whatever it takes, right?
Whatever it takes. No, so which we've already spoken about this before, but I have all my past clients and new clients too, right? Prospects set up on a system, Outbound Engine, which sends newsletters every 2 weeks, right? Which I love it because they think I actually write these articles and I don't.
And little they know you're dyslexic.
They whatever. They don't need to know that I don't write the articles. But anyway, so that's one way to stay top of mind. But also, you can follow them on social media, right? And comment and like.
Stop trying to take my ideas, Mel.
No, because this is
You're not
true.
doing that. We're going to talk about it.
Yes, I am.
We're going to talk about it right now. But
No.
you're not. So you're doing that right now?
I am. Yes.
Oh, you are?
Yes.
Okay, good for
Not
you.
with all my clients, but some of my clients. Because I also...
With vast majority or just a little
some
bit?
of them. I can't say it on camera, but...
All right, so
the
you have a
ones
newsletter?
the ones I like.
Yeah, but here's what you do that I know you do a good job is you call your clients.
Yeah, no.
All your
Well,
past
you're not
clients.
letting me finish.
Yeah.
For the love of God.
I just caught you in a little
Jesus
lie.
Christ. This is why I like this Mike version better. This one
Wait,
is
let me
better.
ask my co-host, Mike Gomes,
Like-
too. Mike 2.0. Is she lying? Wait, no. Yes, she is. Anyway.
Okay, so put them in the middle.
Okay.
Okay. So, no, so it's the newsletter. I do call them. I reach out to them holidays, right? New Year's, Christmas, Thanksgiving, Hanukkah, if they celebrate. If I know their birthdays, some of my clients I follow on social media, so I know when it's their birthday, right? So
Do you ask for their birthdays up front?
I don't. I know
so
that
what do
you
you do?
should, but I know it's their birthday if I follow them on social media, right? Because if you follow them on Facebook, you get an alert that it's their birthday, right?
Correct.
So anyway, I try and follow as many of my clients as I can
On social media.
on social media, and then when I know it's their birthday or a special like event, like for example, I just sold somebody a house in October. They moved to like Rockaway, no Dover. I'm sorry, they moved to Dover. They're getting married this week, and I know
nice.
that because I follow her on Instagram.
So what are you doing?
I just actually texted her and her future husband yesterday and said, "Hey, happy wedding week."
I thought you could say, "Hey, don't do it.
No,
Don't do it."
no, I was like, hey, John, you can still change your mind. It's not too late. No, I'm kidding. No, so yeah, I know that. The only reason why I know that is because I follow her. I don't follow him. I
So
follow
wait,
her.
so what are you doing? You're sending her a message. You're
Yeah, I
sending
sent
them
him
a
a
gift.
text. No, I sent him a text yesterday.
Congratulations.
And I said, hey, happy wedding week. And I follow her on Instagram, so she's always at the gym, like working out. So I engage with her, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just one thing, obviously, but you should pick up the phone, obviously, and call them once in a while. I know that that's hard for some agents because they just forget. I feel like everybody's kind of transactional.
I would block you if you were my agent because you talk too much.
No.
I can't.
Also,
like-
also what I did too is, right, so you can send them a holiday card, but this year and last year, I also sent them a copy of their final CD in the mail,
Oh, nice.
right? With
Closing
the,
disclosure. Right,
yes,
for those who don't know what a CD is.
with a handwritten note.
Well, actually, you're sending a copy of their final of their
Of their
Alta.
Alta, yeah.
Which is similar to HUD,
Yeah.
basically. That's
So I
what the
sent them a
settlement
copy of
statement.
their Alta. Yes, thank you. Their Alta with a handwritten note, and I do that at the end of December / first week of
Yeah.
January, and I just read, "Hey, I'm sending you this
Getting
because I know
ready
you'll
for
need it
tax
for
reasons.
taxes, right?"
Well, let's talk about the actual topic, which is listing strategies. How to get more listings. What should you do, right? So I'm a big believer if you live in a specific town, you should be going after, everybody in that town. What?
But why? Like,
Because you live in the town?
yeah, but what if you don't like the town?
Well, that sucks for you, but you should like the town if
But
you
I'm
live in
not.
the town.
Yeah,
Unless
but not
you,
everybody wants to market in their town. Just keep that in mind.
all right. But
But I know where you're going with this. If you live, everybody on your street.
why
at
don't
least
you like your
neighbor,
town? Because I don't get why you live in a great town and I don't love my town.
I'm just saying.
I don't want to send any letters out of my town.
No, I didn't say me.
No, you're talking about you
I did
personally.
not
You do
say
not like your
me.
town, and you live in a
first of all-
she lives in a very, very nice town. I have no idea why she doesn't like that town.
Okay.
I would live in that town. But anyway.
Nobody knows where I live, Mike,
Yeah.
so don't.
West Caldwell. But it's a great town, so I don't know why
All right.
you. Okay,
But I know
but
where you're
you
going.
should no. If you live in a town and you're gonna like in your case, you're gonna be there for quite some time.
How do you know?
Because I spoke to Joe and he said you're living there for quite
He's
some
not
time.
the boss of me.
Yeah, he is. Joe's her husband. So shout out to Joe for dealing with you. But you're going to be there for quite some time. So look, if you're leaving the town, you're going to move out of the town like I did. That's different. But if you're going to be in town, you're going to be there for a few years rather, then you should be targeting homeowners in that town. What does that look like? Because I tell you this, and it's happened to me in the past, and one of the worst feelings in the world is when you wake up in the morning, get dressed, walk out of your house, and your neighbor's house is for sale. And it's another brokerage or it's for sale by owner, and you only have one person to blame, and that is
Actually,
you.
Can I tell you what happened to me?
What?
So, one of my neighbors, he lives diagonal from me.
Mm-hmm.
He actually personally called me. He knows I'm a realtor, and he goes, "Hey, Melissa,
Selling my house because I can't live by you anymore.
no. He was like, "Hey, I just want to let you know that, we're putting our house up for sale, but, we'd love to list with you." But they were going to use, like, the husband's client or something. But they felt the need to tell me that.
But that's cool. That's fine.
Yeah.
That means that you made enough of an impact that it was important enough for them to give you a call and explain the
Yes.
situation. So
Yeah.
that's great. And
Yeah.
that's how it should be. Right? How do you not like a town like that?
Mike,
Your neighbor's
stop.
calling you to say, "I'm so sorry that I'm not going to listen with you. I just want to let you know."
Oh, whatever.
Oh, please. I want to get into that town. But anyway,
It's for sale. You want to move across the street?
no, I definitely don't want to move by you. But the worst feeling is walking out of your house and knowing that your next door neighbor just put their house for sale with someone else. Right? Look, there are things that are excusable. Like, somebody in their family is a real estate agent and they're a good real estate agent. Maybe the husband or the wife is a real estate agent. That can happen. But you should have at least the opportunity for most sellers or most homeowners to interview with you, right? So that's all about creating opportunities.
Yeah, but what are you doing to let everybody know? You don't.
We're going to get to that, Mel. That's what we're going to do right now. So let's say you had no data, let's say you had 0 people in your database when it comes to potential sellers. What are some of the things you can do? Well, let's say if every day you inputted one homeowner in the neighborhood that you're trying to farm in your database, right, into your CRM, your client relationship management system, one homeowner per day, Monday to Friday. That's 5 homeowners every week. So in a matter of, let's say, 50 weeks, obviously there's 52 weeks, but in a matter of 50 weeks, that's 250. 52 weeks, 260. That's 260 homeowners that now will be in your CRM. But that isn't going to get you anywhere. That's not going to drive revenue. So what do you need to do once they are in your CRM? What are some of the activities that you have to put into place? I'm a big believer that you should, number one, door knock those people. Like, people feel like door knocking is a lost art. I think that we've just gotten spoiled as real estate agents in instant gratification, and we forget about the things that, yeah, it does require time. But if you were to door knock 10 doors every day, 4 or 5 days a week, right, for the next 50 weeks, or for, let's say, 3 seasons, right, 30 something weeks, do you think that would be impactful? Mm-hmm. I'm asking you as a real estate agent.
Yes.
Of course, right? And she's saying that because she doesn't do it.
No, but I was going to say, I don't door knock, but I want to. And I think, and
So
again,
what's stopping
I
you?
don't know.
What's stopping you from
It's
door
cold
knocking?
outside.
Okay.
No, so here's the thing. Personally,
By the way,
I
it's
would
55
rather,
degrees today in mid-January.
today, I have a skirt on, but it's still cold out.
Yeah.
That's just today.
Okay.
Okay. So anyway, I would prefer to door knock versus cold call. That's
Why?
because I prefer face-to-face interaction.
Good.
I don't know why. I don't know why. I feel like
because
that's
you
more
think
intimidating for
no,
people.
I believe that you think that you're better when you're face-to-face with somebody.
Yes, but and I think
And that you would
for-
face less rejection. You have
Yes.
fear of rejection.
Yeah. So right, but to other people,
There's a psychologist here today.
we'd all be in trouble. But for other people, they might say that door knocking is more intimidating.
Yeah.
Right. But I'm the opposite. I think that that's actually easier for me
Correct.
than to get on the phone.
Yeah,
Because
you're
they
right.
can't see you, right?
It's
I'm
a
like,
matter
how are
of
you going to say
preference.
no to me? I'm so like sweet and cute.
Anyway. All right. So door knocking. What else can you do now that you have? Let's say you have 250 people in your CRM,
Call,
right? You can what? How do you get their phone numbers? You can skip trace.
skip trace.
There are a lot of skip tracing softwares out there, right, that you can use to skip trace.
Yes. Okay, but you should call them for the holidays. Number one, that's at minimum.
Yeah.
At minimum, somebody I don't
I know, but they need to know. Like, people need to know, how do you get their phone numbers?
oh
right?
yeah,
You have to
skip
skip
trace. REI
trace.
skip.
There's REI Skip. There's White Pages. There's a bunch of other programs out there that you can use.
Somebody I don't remember who told me the story, but somebody was like, "Oh, I'm gonna list with X person," and that person was like, "Why?" And they were like, "Because she has sent me a holiday card every day for the last, every year for the last 8 years."
I think that was John's story.
Yes.
In Chatham.
Yes.
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 Yeah.
So.
No, and it wasn't a holiday card. It wasn't a holiday card. It was a phone call.
A phone
So
call.
every Christmas, that agent happens to call everybody in that area that she's farming.
Yeah.
Right? It's about micro deposits. That's what
Yes.
that agent was particularly
Exactly.
doing.
You could do ringless voicemail. You don't even have to call them. Just do a ringless voicemail.
Correct.
And say, "Happy holidays, wishing you a happy New Year, happy Thanksgiving."
Yeah, ringless
You know,
voicemail
or
is cool.
send some sort of message. It doesn't have to be just for the holidays. It can be anything. It can be like, hey, I just want to let you know this property was listed up the street.
Yeah. Well, let's go a little bit further, right? And we're going to get into all that too as well. So now you have this person, or the particular homeowner in your CRM. What is something else that's creative that you can do? The other thing is that you can put them in an automated email from your MLS, right? The reason being is if you're target specific or you're market specific, this homeowner now is getting houses that are listed, houses that are sold in their area, in their pocket, right? Do you think that delivers value? Of course, for most people, they want to know whether they're interested in selling now or later. That's a different story, but they want to know what's going on with the market in their particular town, and in most cases in their particular, pocket, in their vicinity.
To your point there too, something else you could do is like if you are obviously targeting like a very specific pocket, like if you wanted to do by your house, like the surrounding streets, you can walk around one day and I don't know, with a flyer, knock on the door and be like, hey, I just want to tell you about a business that opened up in town, right?
Yeah.
Anything. There's so many things that you can do, but it's just doing it.
Yeah, but it's about providing value, right?
Right, so and you should provide value before you ask for something in return.
She learned that from our training yesterday. But yeah, she's right about that. It's about making, deposits in the business equity relationship account. That's really what it comes down to. John Chapelak says this all the time. Making micro deposits before you feel that you deserve the right to ask for a withdrawal, right? Yeah. For you, so you have to deliver as much value as possible. It isn't one time or two times, it's several times. And then that person, that homeowner, is going to make a decision of whether or not they like you and whether or not you're worthy enough for them to want to do business with you. And that's what it comes down to, right? You have to show genuine interest. And I say this all the time. You have to show genuine interest in that prospect, in that lead, whether or not you believe you're going to get business or not from them. And I think that real estate agents have gotten so used to thinking, well, I need a referral. I need to sell their property, or I need to represent them on the purchase of a property. And they forget, well, that person may not be interested in ever selling a house ever again. They've made a decision. They're going to end their life there. Like, they're going to die in their home and they don't care. They're never going to sell and they're never going to buy, but they can refer you so many people. So don't approach it from a mindset that you want to represent them when they're ready to sell. You want to be their preferred real estate agent when it comes to them making the decision on who they want to refer their family, their friends,
like
their neighbors.
It's a domino effect.
Yeah, the compound interest or the compound effect of that is priceless. When you have 10, 15, 20 people every year that you're not representing, that you're not selling their home, but they're still recommending and referring business to you. And that's, one of the reasons why we're talking about this today. Video text messages, right? Putting a face behind a name. A lot of us are getting spam now via text, right? So, when I talk to, different topic, when I talk to an agent that makes a decision on, or is trying to make a decision on whether or not they want to come on board to our brokerage, I always send them a video message right after our conversation because I want them to put a face behind the name, right? I want them to see who I am. Stop it. I want them, I want them to feel comfortable. And I also want them to know that they mean enough to me that I took a minute out of my day to, film myself saying, thank you so much for the opportunity. Same thing with sellers or homeowners, right? Send them, if you have their telephone number and you skip traced it, right? Send them a video, saying, hey, Melissa, it's your neighbor and your friendly real estate agent. I just wanted to say, happy birthday or happy 4th of July or whatever holiday it is. And I wanted to just, thank you. And if there's anything of value that I can do for you, let me know, right? That's a micro deposit in my opinion, because I'm saying, hey, if there's anything of value, right, that I can do for you, let me know. What's anything of value? Well, can you help them out with a tax appeal? 100%. Even if you can't do it yourself, you can recommend them an attorney, right? You can send them CMAs, which we're going to get to it, right? CMAs, comparative market analysis. There's so much that you can do from a value standpoint that you could be doing that you're missing out. And it becomes very hard, and I've seen this in my experience in the business, it becomes very hard for that person to refer anybody else when you've been working on delivering value consistently. I have clients right now whose siblings, cousins, family members, friends, great friends are in the business right now, real estate agents. They will never give them business because they feel committed to me. Right? They're loyal to me because of the value I've delivered back to them. And that is how you have to approach this. Whether it's a seller or buyer does not matter. This is everybody. Everybody, you need to approach it. And I know you're the little wheel is spinning in your head because you're like probably saying, damn it, I need to do stuff like that.
He's always trying to throw me under the bus. Like this guy, always. He does everything to make me try and look bad.
Anyway, so what's another thing that we can do? One thing that I learned yesterday that I thought was genius or ingenious is you can record a CMA, like yourself in the process of doing a CMA. You can use Zoom, right? Screen share and record you actually preparing a CMA for the homeowner that's in your CRM. It's going to take you about 5 to 8 minutes, right? Pulling up comms and kind of giving them a range. And then what
Make sure your notifications are off.
make sure your notifications are off on what?
If you're doing the Zoom.
Oh, okay. Exactly. Make sure your phone is off, period. So when you're recording the screen and doing the CMA at the very end, right, Zoom will actually give you the recording. You just have to save it. Once you save it, you don't want to send that particular recording from a Zoom file over, via email. You want to convert it into like a Vimeo short URL and then send that via text or send that via email or do both. I thought that was a genius idea from a podcast that I was watching that inspired me. Does that give value? Absolutely, 100%, right? And all you have to do is just update it every year.
Yeah.
Right? So it's not like you're going to be doing this 250 times in a week. You're going to do something every day for 30 minutes to provide value to that, client database. So get creative. And that's one way to get creative. Sending them video, text message, giving them a call and say, hey, I just want to make sure that the stuff that I'm giving you or sending you is not too much and it's delivering content. Delivering value. I think that's great. You're asking them, hey, should I simmer down? Or are you okay with what I'm sending? Is it too much? Am I being obnoxious? Let them tell you the truth. Some are probably going to tell you, yes, stop, right? Some are going to say, no, I love the content. Keep on sending it to me. I'm not looking to sell, but Mike or Melissa, I promise you that when anybody asks me that, do I have an agent to recommend? I'm going to recommend you, right? That's the ultimate goal. Really, that's the ultimate goal. Any other suggestions?
No, Mike, you just talked for about 45 minutes.
No, you have
nothing else.
You have Outbound Engine, right? Which is
but we already spoke about that.
Newsletter. But there's other stuff. There's Keeping Current Matters. There's HomeBot that delivers specific market trends in their area. That's something that you can implement in your business as well.
The takeaway is you just have to be top of mind. That's it. And you have to give deposits. Yeah, give deposits before.
Make deposits. Not give deposits.
Yeah. Top of mind and make deposits before asking for something in return. That's it.
Yeah. So look, implement all those things. Like if you're not doing it right now, go out there, skip trace telephone numbers or rather get the addresses. That's very simple. If you have an MLS, just go to tax search, put in the street names. You could put in limitless, right? I think you can put as many as you want. In any town, and it's going to give you all the addresses, the names of the people that own those properties. And in most MLSs, you have the functionality of downloading it into a Excel spreadsheet, right? And then you clean it up, convert it into a CSV file, upload that into your CRM, and then you can also upload that into your skip tracing software, and now you can start getting numbers.
Yeah.
And it's as low as 5 cents, I think, per contact if you do more than 50, like with programs like REI Skip.
If you were going to do like ringless voicemail, aside from wishing them happy holidays, right?
Mm-hmm.
What else could you say?
You could talk about a business that opened up in the area, right? You could talk about events in the area. People want to know what's going on in their markets,
you
in
can
their
talk about
town.
a house that just sold.
Yeah, you're right. House that sold that's specific to their market. There's so many things you can talk about.
Yeah.
You could talk about a toy drive. You could talk about a coat drive.
I asked that on purpose because people might be wondering, like, all right, well, what can I say? What am I going to tell these homeowners?
Yeah, it doesn't have to be about real estate. It's just delivering news, right? Being the data expert in that area, talking about the businesses, spotlighting the area, talking about maybe a rule or regulation. Like I'll give you an example, right? A lot of towns are, cracking down on Airbnb.
Yeah, I was going to say you can talk about.
They're not allowing it. They're not allowing for short-term rentals, meaning less than a week, and in some towns less than a month, right? So you could talk about that in your ringless voicemail, or you can do a video and send that video out to everybody, right? Especially if you live in like a shore town, right? And like you're not in like in New Jersey, we have, for example, the Barrier Islands, right? Seaside Heights, Seaside Park, Long Beach Island, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. A lot of the towns right before that's touching the water, but before the Barrier Islands, they're not allowed to do Airbnb. It has to be long-term, and it can't be short-term rentals, or else you're in some towns like the town that we have our shore house in Barnegat, it's a $3,000 fine if they catch you. Wow. And people are like, how are they going to catch me? It's very simple. Yeah, we don't do Airbnb.
I know.
So some towns have now officials that they've hired, and their job, their task is simply just to go on Airbnb and VRBO to find out if there's any properties from that town there, and they're gonna know exactly what town, which house it is, because they'll actually book it, right? And in most of these sites, there's a cancellation. You can cancel for free within 24 hours or 48 hours, whatever the case may be.
Yeah, you can just send voicemails about town events, businesses open. There's a lot of things you can do. But, I asked that on purpose because I thought agents or anybody would be like, yeah, but what are you going to say?
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
there's a lot that you can say, right?
Right.
There's a lot. Well, that's it for today. I hope you got a lot of value from this video. Thank you from the hosts of Agents Rock. Enjoy your day.
Bye.
Bye.